New habits are extremely hard to make stick, so I've got 10 fantastic tips for you to make those habits stick. And also, I'm going to be going through and making this week's planner spread, so stay tuned. Hi there, it's Kara from the Hooting Pirate, and today we're going to be continuing on with a series on habits and productivity. So today we're talking about making those habits stick, which is really hard because new habits are so hard, and I know just like everyone how hard they can be. So before we get started, I want to make sure that you're subscribed to my channel because there's still more videos to come in this series and I don't want you to miss anything. So just hit that red subscribe button and let's get into it. So the last video in this series we're talking about the importance of habits, and they really are important because they take away the decision and just make life easier. You just get down to it and you just do it. So like all the videos in this series, I will be creating a spread in my planner. Today I'm using my Paper House planner and my Paper House products with these fabulous washi that I'm putting on now, but I'll be talking about habits at the same time so you can watch and learn at the same time. Two different things. Multitasking at its best. Okay, so let's jump right into it. So I've got 10 ways for you to get those habits to stick. And if you want more details on this, I go into it a bit deeper on my blog, and I'll put a link to that. But I also have a cheat sheet for you that I'll tell you about that in a minute. You don't have to watch the video every single time. You can just have sort of like a little cheat to be able to go through the tips quickly, so you can download that as well. Okay, so let's get into it. Number one is to know your triggers. You have to know what sets you off, what gets you into if it's a bad habit that you're trying to stop, or what's stopping you from making a new habit. What is that trigger? What is that thing that's sort of tipping you off and making you do whatever thing that you're doing? For example, if you go to yoga every morning, and there's well, I say Tim Hortons because I'm Canadian. Maybe there's a Tim's on your way home, and you just automatically stop for a double-double and a honey glazed donut. What a fun coinkydink that I just put a coffee cup sticker down. So that's your trigger, the fact that Tim Hortons is on your way home from yoga. So maybe if you drive a different way home, or you maybe take a breakfast with you and eat it at yoga before you go home, just something to change your trigger will change the habit and make it, make you stop eating. Or you could get something a little healthier. Tim Hortons, I'm not sure that there's anything. On to number two. So number two is to attach a new habit to another already well-established habit. So think of the habits that you do all the time. You brush your teeth without thinking, you make your bed when you get up, things like that that you just do automatically and you don't even think about it. They're well-established habits that you've been doing for a long time. Maybe when you walk the dog, you grab the mail on your way back in. But let's say you're trying to declutter your front entry and you've got all that stuff piled up in the front door. It's mostly junk mail. So you can attach the habit of going directly to the recycling bin with those flyers and the junk mail that comes in the mail instead of dumping it on the table. So think when you take the dog in, you put the leash up, you're going to go right to the recycle bin. Number three is no excuses. The first few weeks of a new habit are so hard. And they say it takes 21 days, or some say 28, but really I think it takes a bit more. And what you need to do is you just gotta say there's no excuses. I'm just gonna do it. You have to discipline. It's basically discipline. You just have to do it. You have to get in there and just stick it out. And it will get easier, but it's the first weeks that are really hard. So you just have to make sure going in that you're not going to listen to the excuses that your brain, basically your mind is going to give you. And that brings us to number four, which is the 5-second rule. Now this comes from Mel Robbins' book by the same name, The 5-Second Rule. And basically your mind takes about 5 seconds to start feeding you excuses. So if you want to get up early in the morning and go for a run, your alarm goes off, and if you don't get out of bed and think, okay, I'm going to do this in 5 seconds, then your brain kicks in and starts saying, no, your bed is warm, just stay here. It's probably raining anyway, so you roll over and you hit snooze. But what she says is to launch yourself out of bed, or whatever you're stopping yourself from doing. I'm just using the bed example because that's her main thing. Just go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and just do it. And you could go into, you can read her book. You can learn more about that there. But it really is a good tool to help, even if you can start now. And number 5 is Jerry Seinfeld's Don't Break the Chain. So let's say you have a daily habit. You want to do something every day. You want to drink, let's say, eight glasses of water. So if you get those 8 glasses of water, then you get a big check mark or a sticker. You get to color in your thing on your tracker, whatever. But the thing is, once you get going, you're making a chain of X's or checks or stickers. And you don't want to break that chain, because if you break the chain, it messes up your planner. We're wired to not want to mess things up or to not break the chain. All right, on to number 6, which is, I think, probably my favorite. Give yourself a reward. Now, I'm not saying go and give yourself a big reward for every little thing you do. Each reward should be sort of dependent on the task that you're doing. So it could be just a little sticker in your planner, or it could be something like take 10 minutes out of your day to read. Number 7 is track your progress, and this is sort of like break the chain, but building on it. So not only are you making a chain, you're making a pretty chain. So a colorful square, a line of colorful squares or stickers or whatever is a lot more motivating than just the check, but it really is nice to have something pretty in your planner, and you don't want to mess that up. All right, number 8 is same time, same place, same circumstances. If you're building a habit, especially in the beginning, you want to make sure that you are doing it in the same place, in the same time, under the same circumstances, just to drive that habit home. For example, if you are trying to write 500 words a day, do it in the same spot until you get that habit solidified. And then once it's really driven home in your brain, then you can take it to the park or take your laptop somewhere else. But in the beginning, you want to keep it same time, same place, and same circumstances. Number 9 is accountability. Tell someone or a bunch of someone's, anyone who's the one who's going to keep you most accountable, who's going to hound you the most, tell them, and they will keep you accountable. And then number 10 is don't give up. Just stick with it. Stick with it until it becomes automatic. Even after the 21 days or the 28 days, whatever, keep going and you'll do it. It's hard, but if you stick with it, you'll get it done. So there you have it. 10 fantastic tips to help you make those habits stick. If you're looking for that cheat sheet, don't worry, I didn't forget. You can download it. It's in the description, and there's 3 sizes, A5, personal, and TN, so that you can have it in your planner, or you can put it on your wall, have it close, so you don't have to come back to the video or to the blog. You can have the list with you at all times, so you can keep working towards those habits. So let me know in the comments below what your favorite tip is, which is the one you're going to start with. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Happy planning!